Hare Krishna. Sorry for few minutes delay. Yes, thank you, Rupal Mataji, for asking. Yes, I'm feeling much better. Okay, dear devotees, let's go ahead and start with Mangalacharan, and then we'll go ahead with our session. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालय कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं हम वंदे श्री गुरु दीनतारिणं परमानंद माधवं श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य ईश्वरम्। Hare Krishna, thank you once again for your very kind association. We'll get started, and we are in the 17th chapter of first canto. So 3 more chapters to go, 17, 18, 19, and then we'll finish our first canto. I'll share my screen. So last time we have started this 17th chapter. This chapter entitled is Punishment and Reward of Kali. So we did only 2 verses last Thursday, and we'll continue with 3rd verse. So what we saw in this chapter in the 2 verses, 1 minute, something is going on. Yeah. So we saw that how Maharaj Parikshit was a very ideal king, but then Sutta Goswami explains that how he started with the word tatra, which means from the previous chapter, this is in continuation, that how Parikshit Maharaj, he said that he thereafter, when he was enthroned and he conquered all the places of Jambudvipa, Bharatvarsha, other Varshas. So after reaching that place, and he started roaming around in his kingdom just to know about the welfare of all the citizens. So he reached one place, and that place, Sutta Goswami is continuing that after reaching that place, Maharaj Parikshit, what did he observe? The drishya. He observed that Nripana Lanchana, that one person who is in the dress, in the garb of a king, is trying to beat a cow and bull with a club, as if they are anatha, as if they don't have any owner. So in the second verse, we saw the bull was as white as a white lotus flower, mrinala dhwalalam, and he was terrified of the Shudra who was beating him, and he was so afraid that he was standing on one leg, trembling and urinating. So from third verse, we'll start at what happens next. गां च धर्मदुघं दीनं वृषं शूद्रापदाहतं विवत्सामाश्रुवदनं शमं यवसम् इच्छतीम्. Gam cha dharma dugham deenam. Gam means the cow. When we milk the cow, it says, Gam means cow. This cow is very, very beneficial because it has been explained that when somebody milks a cow, it means to draw religion from her. So, what does it mean to draw religious principles from her? So, Gamcha Dharma Dugham Deenam, Deenam means now, and Prisham Shudra Padahatam, and he saw that the lower Shudra person, who is of the lower caste, he is creating distressed conditions. And how he is creating those distressed conditions for cow? By beating on the legs, Padahatam. Vivatsam, and that cow is without any calf. She is calfless. Only bull and cow, the conversation was going on between these two. Ashru Vadanam, that cow was also crying. The tears were flowing from her eyes. And she was shamam. Sham means she was very, very weak, very, very fragile. Yavasam ichchatim, as if she has some desire, some itcha to eat some green grass. So that is the meaning of the verse, that how the cow, she was in a very distressed condition and she was beaten up by a Shudra, and she was beaten up on the legs and she was feeling very, very distressed. She was calfless, she had tear in her eyes, and she was feeling very, very weak, as if she has some desire to eat some green grass. So, dharma dugdham, it means, Prabhupada, he writes that actually dharma dugdham means that one can draw religious principles when one milks the cow. So it's a kind of a metaphor that can be used. So see, Prabhupada is writing in synonyms, dharma dukham, beneficial because one can draw religion from her. So what does it mean drawing religion from a cow when somebody milks a cow? So when somebody milks a cow, and a very soft way, means not using any tools or any machinery, but in a very soft way somebody milks a cow, then cow also feels a great pleasure. And especially if the cow is with the calf, then the cow gives lot of milk. Okay, lot of milk is given by the cow, and the cow also feels pleasure in giving that milk. So when somebody draws the milk, it is religion drawing from her, as if religion drawing from her. So it's a metaphor which can also be understood that if somebody is studying the Shastras properly under the guidance of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, then the real meaning of that Shastra comes out. Similarly, when somebody pats the cow and the cow is with the calf and somebody milks the cow, then the milk that comes out, it's not only a milk, it's a nectar that is coming out. And that nectar is cow because that same is used in some sacrifices, because through milk one can get ghee, and that ghee can be used as a sacrifice. So dharma dhukam also means that she is the giver of ghee, which can be used for sacrifice. Okay, now she was without a calf, That means she was calfless, and uh, she was being beaten up, and she had tears in the eyes because of the destruction of dharma. She was thin because those sacrifices are not performed. And last thing it says, Yavasam ichhatim. That means she desired to eat some grass because she was feeling very weak. That means she was also desiring the share of her sacrifices because Kali Yuga started and there were not much sacrifices also happening. People were started degrading and they were not performing those sacrifices. So that's a kind of a hidden meaning that one can understand. Let's read Prabhupada's translation. Somebody can take children turn.
Although
Go
the
ahead.
cow is beneficial because one can draw religious principles from her, she was now rendered poor and calfless. Her legs were bitten by a Shudra. There were tears in her eyes, and she was distressed and weak. She was hankering after some grass in the field. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So she was hankering for some grass in the field. That means she was, because who is this cow? This cow is Mother Earth, right? Mother Earth is in the form of a cow, and dharma, religious principles, he is in the form of a bull, right? Now, in the first and the second verse, Prabhupada in his translation, in his purport, he starts with the principal signs of age of Kali. So, in the first purport, he mentions that how Brahminical culture is being degraded, and people without Brahminical culture, means without spiritually cultured, they are becoming the administrators or the kings. So, definitely, there is a great downfall. In the second, he continues the next symptom of the age of Kali. So, Prabhupada is giving these symptoms of age of Kali. And what is that second symptom he gave is that the religious principle is being attacked by the uncultured Shudra population of the age. Now, in the third verse that we read today, again Prabhupada is giving the next symptom of the age of Kali, that is in the distressed condition of a cow. Milking the cow means drawing the religious principles in a liquid form. Then Prabhupada continues. The great rishis and munis would live only on milk. Srila Sukadev Goswami would also stay in a house of a householder who will milk a cow. Only for that much time he would stay. And when the cow is being milked, he would take a simple little quantity of the milk and he'd leave that place. So even 50 years ago, no one would deprive a sadhu for a quart of two of milk. And every householder would give milk like water. So that means there were a lot of religious principles prevailing at that time. For a Sanatanist, it is the duty of every householder to have cows and bulls of household paraphernalia, not only for drinking milk but also driving religious principles. The Sanatanist worships cows on religious principles and respect Brahmanas. The cow's milk is required for the sacrificial fire. This is also Prabhupada mentions. And by performing sacrifices, the householders can be happy. We saw in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna, he gives the whole chart, the cycle of sacrifice, right? Those I know you all have must have completed Bhakti Shastri. So there also he tells that how a sacrifice is performed and it is offered it to Krishna. And then what happened? The demigods are happy because everybody gets their share. Indra gets happy, he give rains. Through rains, one get grains. Through grains, one gets prosperity. And ultimately, with that prosperity, devotees again perform these sacrifices, which is the pleasure of Lord Shri Vishnu. So this is the entire cycle of sacrifice that is being given. And those days, people are, especially the grahasthas, the householders, they are required for this sacrificial fire. They perform sacrifices and everybody is happy. The cow's calf not only is beautiful to look at, but also gives satisfaction to the cow. So when the calf is front of the cow, then she delivers as much milk as possible. because this milk is just the emotions of the cow. If she feels that mamata, she feels that motherhood, and naturally she gives lot of milk. But in Kali Yuga, what happens? The cows are separated from the cows. The cow stands in her tears, and Shudra milkman draws milk from the cow artificially. So these days we see that they use machines to draw milk from the cows. And when there is no milk, the cow is being sent to slaughterhouse. When there is no milk, naturally, she is a dry cow. And that cow is of no use. So in Kali Yuga, what happens? They send them to the slaughterhouses. These greatly sinful acts are responsible for only the troubles in the present society. So if we will not respect animals' nature, Mother Nature will definitely retaliate. People do not know what they are doing in the name of economic development. The influence of Kali will keep them in the darkness of ignorance. Despite all endeavors of peace and prosperity, they must try to see the cows and bulls happy in all respects. Foolish people do not know how one earns happiness by making the cows and bulls happy, but it is a fact by the law of nature. So we have to take this that we should try our level best to make cows and bulls happy. That's why there are so many devotees who have started this cow protection. Even for our Bhakti Shastri and Bhakti Vaibhav, through IBM VNA, the payment that you all are giving for these courses, every cent is going for cow protection, every cent. So, in turn, you joining this Bhakti Shastri and Bhakti Vaibhav is actually giving you double benefit. One is you are completing the course. Secondly, the Lakshmi that you are giving as a donation is every cent of it is being used for cow protection. So definitely we all are getting some Sukriti. So Prabhupada is saying, let us take it from the authority of Srimad Bhagavatam and adopt the principles for the total happiness of humanity. So it will be only possible when the cows and the bulls are protected. So we should also try best, as far as possible, give for cow protection. Donation should be given so that the cows, those cows that have become dried cows, or those cows that have they are diseased, they have some problem, they are of no use to people these days because they're not giving any kind of milk, and instead some extra expenditure is happening on them to feed them and to treat them of their diseases. So naturally, it's a big expense on people. And if we don't support, if grahasthas don't support them, then naturally these cows are sent to slaughterhouses. So to protect that, we should be, charitable enough that we can give some donation, whatever possible, and we should give it for cow protection. Prabhupada is saying that protecting the cows and bulls will give us the total happiness of humanity. So this is how Parikshit Maharaj, coming back to our verse, that Parikshit Maharaj saw that how Shudra is beating that cow. So naturally Parikshit Maharaj was very angry. So what is this? What he did? Papracharatham arudam kartasva parichhattam mega gambhiraya vacha samaropita karmukha. So now our Parikshit Maharaj, he was very angry on seeing this. So papricha means he inquired. Whom he inquired? He inquired from that Shudra. Okay, but he says he inquired, and where he was, Parikshit Maharaj, Ratham Arudha Kartaswara Parichadam. So Kartaswara means gold. So his chariot, his Ratham, it was made up of gold. It was embossed with gold. So Arudha, he is seated on the chariot which was made up of gold, and Mega Gambhiraya Vacha, and in a very deep sound like a thunder of a cloud, he questioned, Samarpita Karmukha, when he was equipped with all his weapons, with all his bow and arrows, he was equipped with, and in a very uh, deep sounding voice like that of a thunder, he inquired from that Shudra. Yes, Tulsi Gopi Mataji, you have raised your hand. Please read the translation and then you can add.
Yeah, Mataji, my daughter wants to read. That's why I
Yeah,
was.
please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Maharaj Parikshit, well equipped with arrows and bows, and seated on a gold embossed chariot, spoke to the Shudra with a deep voice sounding like thunder.
Thank you, Beta. So, in a
Jai.
very, yes, go ahead, Mataji.
Sorry, Mataji, I was just saying Jai Shri
Yes, with a deep sounding voice, deep voice sounding like a thunder, Maharaj Parikshit asked this question. Prabhupada writes, an administrative head or king like Parikshit Maharaj with full majestic authority, well equipped with weapons to chastise the miscreants, can challenge the agents of Kali. Then only will it be possible to counteract the degraded age. In the absence of such executive heads, there is always disruption of tranquility. The elected show bottle executive head. This is what Prabhupada is writing. What is happening today? Today, they are just simply making promises to gain some votes. Once they get the seat, once they are in that ministership, then every promise is gone. So Prabhupada is saying they are show bottle executive head because they show something and they do something else. So naturally, the entire public is getting degraded. The dress or style of royal order does not count. What count is one's action. So you have to prove yourself by doing some things. Just by making promises doesn't help. But Parikshit Maharaj was not like that. When he said that under my kingdom everybody is protected, then he shows with his actions that yes, everybody will be given protection under his kingdom, under his reign. So what he spoke to Shudra? Kastum macharane loke balathamse abalan bali naro devasi vishena nanatvat karmana dvija. So now this Parikshit Maharaj he asked, Kastvam, who are you? Macharane loke, and what are you doing in my loka, in this world, that planet, and which is under my protection? Macharana loke, that loka, that planet which is under my protection, what are you doing here? And then Parikshit Maharaj continues that I am seeing that you are baladhamsi. Dhamsi means with a very, very forceful manner. You are killing those who are abalan, who are helpless, right? This cow and bull, they were helpless. But you are very strong. Bali means you are very strong. But I'm seeing you beating those people, those living creatures who are abalan, who are very, very weak, who are very, very helpless. And Naro Devo Shiveshen, and I see that you are full of strength as if you are some demigod. Nara Deva Savishena. Through your outward appearance, you look like that you are some demigod. You have all those godly things in you. Natavat Karmana Dvija. And you are, but your deeds that you are performing, because he was beating the cow and bull. Your deeds, your actions are advija, as if you are not twice born. And you are playing the role of a twice born. Natavat. Natavat means you are like a theatrical player. So you are playing a part of a Naradeva, as if you are a great saintly king. And king is a Kshatriya. Kshatriyas are also twice born, right? So twice born means one birth takes place when one takes birth from a mother's womb. Another birth is when one is initiated in this spiritual culture. Okay, that is the another birth. So therefore, Brahmanas, Vaishyas, and Shudras, Brahmanas, Kshatriya, and Vaishyas, they have this adhikar to take proper Brahmanical initiation, means being spiritually cultured. So they take another birth, means they take initiation from the spiritual master, which is considered the second birth. So they become Dvijas. So he says, you are looking like a Kshatriya, a king, like a Naradeva, like some godly personality, but your actions are Advija. Your actions are as if you are not twice born by culture, means you are not spiritually cultured. So who are you? Somebody can read the translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I can read.
Yeah, go ahead.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. Oh, who are you? You appear to be strong and yet you dare kill, within my protection, those who are helpless. By your dress, you pose yourself to be a godly man, king, but by your deeds, you are opposing the principles of the twice born Kshatriyas. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So he's asking, who are you? You are Balbali. Bali means that you are, looks like that you have a great power, you have a great strength, but you are attacking these weak living entities in under my protection. You are attacking them, and you are not Balad means by forcefully you are attacking them. And like an actor, you appear to be like a king by dress, but by actions, you are a Shudra. You are not looking like a twice born. So Prabhupada explains this, that how Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas, they are called twice born because of these higher classes of men. There is one birth by parental conjugation, and there is another birth by cultural rejuvenation, by spiritual initiation from a bona fide acharya or spiritual master. So a Kshatriya is also twice born like a Brahmana, but his duty is to give protection to the helpless. The duty of the Brahmana is to guide the king, to spread the education, but the duty of a Kshatriya is to give protection to the helpless. The Kshatriya king is considered to be the representative of God to give protection to the helpless and chastise the miscreants. So, whenever there are anomalies in this routine work by the administrator, there is an incarnation of the rod to establish the principles of godly kingdom. Now, if the king is not behaving properly and adharma is prevailing, so naturally, Lord says that just to establish this dharma, yuga dharma, I appear. So, in this age of Kali, the poor, helpless animals, especially the cows, which are meant to receive all sorts of protection, they are being killed without restriction. Thus, the administrative heads under whose noses such things are happen are representative of gods in namesake only. Such powerful administrators are rulers of the poor citizens by dress or office, but actually they are worthless because they are not showing their power in their actions. No one can expect justice or equality of treatment from once born, means those who are spiritually uncultured lower class men. Therefore, in the age of Kali, everyone is unhappy due to the maladministration of the state. The modern human society is not twice born by spiritual culture. Therefore, the people's government, by the people, for the people, who are not twice born, must be a government of Kali in which everyone is happy. They are supporting Kali. They themselves are behaving in a manner that they are supporting this Kali Yuga. If they become twice born, if they become spiritually cultured, naturally they can protect the citizens and they have to walk their talk. Only then it is possible. Yes, Tulsi Gopi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I had a question. So in the other yugas, when the three class of people were given the second Dvija,
Dvija,
so
initiation.
they all wore the sacred thread and they all got the Brahma Gayatri mantra, or they got different mantras, like what was there?
No,
And
it's not necessary that everybody gets Brahma Gayatri mantra, but it's that they are spiritually cultured under Guru Sadhu and Shastra, especially under the spiritual master.
Acha,
Necessarily not getting only the Brahma Gayatri mantra. In our Sampradaya, yes, we do get, but because we are under Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, but other Sampradayas also they give initiation, but not necessarily the Brahma Gayatri.
okay. And but when they wore the Brahmin thread, then sorry, the sacred thread,
Hmm.
but they must doing some other must be
Yeah, yeah.
other different
Some
rituals for
mantras they'll
the.
chant. Yeah, some mantras they do chant.
It will be different rituals for the Vaishya, Kshatriya, everyone, right? It's just probably they are wearing the thread which looks similar and
The point is what mantras they chant or what are they doing. The point to understand is that they are spiritually cultured, means they are under the guidance of a spiritual master.
okay, okay,
That's how
Mother.
we have to understand. Twice born means spiritually cultured. They are trained properly in spirituality.
Understood. They must be going through some purificatory
Yes,
processes, basically.
yes,
Okay, okay.
yes.
Thank you, Mataji.
Okay. Texas. यस्त्वं कृष्णे गतिं दूरं सह गाण्डीव धन्वना शोच्य शोच्यन् रसि praharam vadanam arhasi. So now he's saying, because in the next previous he asking, who are you? Why you are behaving this way? Then he said, yes, tvam Krishna gatim duram. You are acting in such a manner because you are realizing that Krishna have gone away. He is out of our sight. Saha Gandiva Dhavana, along with, Saha means along with Gandiva Dhari, along with Arjun, because Krishna has winded up his pastime, and both Krishna and Arjun, they both are out of sight. So now you can act in your own way. Do you think that no one is there to protect these citizens, these creatures, these living entities? Nobody is there to protect, and you can do whatever you want. Shochos asi ashochayan rahasi means you are killing these innocent people, you are beating these innocent creatures, and you are thinking that you can do whatever you want, praharam vadhanam, because you are beating them in a secluded place. So now you deserve to be beaten up because you are uh, throwing atrocities on these living entities, these living creatures who are helpless, who cannot say anything, and you have this audacity to beat them. So now, praharam vadhamarasi, now you deserve to be killed. So, this way, in a very deep thunder voice, uh, our Parikshit Maharaj is chastising Kali. Somebody can read translation.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
You rogue, do you dare beat an innocent cow because Lord Krishna and Arjuna, the carrier of Gandiva bow, are out of sight? Since you are beating the innocent in a secluded place, you are considered a culprit and therefore deserve to be killed. Hare
Mm.
Krishna.
Thank you, Karan Prabhu. So he says, because you are considered a culprit, I have seen you doing this action. So therefore, now you deserve to be killed. Again, Prabhupada writes, in a civilization where God is conspicuously banished, specifically, they take out the position of God in the society. They say, okay, what God? Who God? Who has seen God? They are means atheistic society. And there is no devotee warrior like Arjun. The associates of age of Kali, they take advantage of this lawless kingdom and arrange to kill innocent animals like the cow in a secluded slaughterhouses because there is no one to check upon them. So they feel that now they can do whatever they want, whatever their wish. So they kill these innocent animals for their own pleasure. Such murderers of animals stand to be condemned to death by the order of a pious king like Parikshit Maharaj. For a pious king, the culprit who kills an animal in a secluded place is punishable by the death penalty, exactly like a murderer who kills an innocent child in a secluded place. But in today's day and age, forget about the animals, even the humans are not protected. Left, right, and center these days, all these murderers are happening, and not everybody is getting the due punishment because of the maladministration that is happening under these ministers. So, therefore, Prabhupada is saying, and here we are talking about Maharaj Parikshit, who is very angry on seeing that how cow and bull they are being beaten up. So that means they take care. Those kings, they were Raja Rishis, they were very, very saintly, spiritually cultured, and therefore they take every animal also as their own praja, as their own citizens, and they take this responsibility to protect them. So Maharaj Parikshit, he said that those murderers of animals should be condemned to death. Is it happening these days? Definitely not. India is the biggest country to provide these cow slaughter, where the cows should be worshipped. Our Lord is known as Govinda, Gopala. He gives protection to the cows. And in that country where Krishna has established this dharma, in the same country, the cows are being slaughtered. So naturally, this is the maladministration of the people. Tvam va mrinala dhavala. Again, this mrinala dhavala has been used as white as a lotus, white lotus. Padairnyuna padacharan vrisharupena kim kaschid devo na parikhedayan. Now he's saying, oh, he asked the bull. He's turned towards the bull. He was asking previously from a Shudra, who are you? Now he has, Parikshit Maharaj has turned towards the bull and he asked, who are you? You are so white as a white lotus flower. So are you some devana? Are you some demigod that has come in the form of a bull? And why you are padair nyuna, or where are your all legs? Because dharma was standing on one leg, that bull was standing only on one leg. So he's asking, you are so white as a white lotus, are you some demigod? Vrisharupena kim kaschid devo na parikhedayan. Or you are looking, you are in the form of a bull. Visharupena, you are in the form of a bull. But kaschid devo na, but looks like that you are some demigod. So who are you? And why you are standing? Where are your other legs? Padair nyuna, where are your other legs? Padacharan, why you are standing only on one leg? So who are you? Now this is the question that Parikshit Maharaj is asking from the bull. Somebody can read translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Then Parikshit Maharaj asked the bull, "Oh, who are you? Are you a bull as white as lotus? Are you a demigod? You have lost three of your legs and are moving on only one. Are you some demigod causing us grief in the form of a bull?"
So, thank you, Mataji. Prabhupada is writing, at least up to the time of Maharaj Parikshit, no one could imagine the wretched conditions of the cow and bull. Maharaj Parikshit, therefore, was astonished to see that horrible scene. He inquired whether the bull was not a demigod, assuming some wretched condition to indicate the future of the cow and bull. So he's saying, are you some demigods? Devo na parikhedayan, causing us grief. Grief means bringing that indication that what will be the future of cow and bull. So he's saying, are you some demigod? This is the question that Parikshit Maharaj is asking. न जातु कौरवेन्द्राणां दोरदण्डा परिरम्भिते भूतले नूपतन्तस्मिन् विना ते प्राणिनां शुचः. So now he is asking, न जातु कौरवेन्द्राणां. Don't at any point of time, now the king of the Kuru dynasty. Okay, so he's saying, you are being protected. You all living entities are protected under the kings of the Kuru dynasty, because previously you were protected by the Pandu, then all the Pandavas, and now the Pandavas are not there, but Parikshit Maharaj is there. So he's saying you are under the protection of this entire Kuru dynasty. Dauradanda parirambite. You are being protected by their arms, means the weapons that they have. Bhutale naputanti asmin vinate praninam shuchaha. So he's saying that up till now, it was not like up till now, even the humans, they also don't cry because even the living entities, they have their tears have not fallen on this earth, that earth which was always under the protection of Kurus, because they are well protected by their arms, because these Kurus will give punishment to the miscreants. So naturally the living entities are all happy, their tears have never fallen on the ground. But here Parikshit Maharaj is saying, I'm seeing you, that you are crying profusely. Cow was crying. So naturally her tears were falling on the ground. So Parikshit Maharaj is saying that up till now, I have never seen anybody's living entities' tears falling on the ground because they are always under the protection of Kurus. But now I am seeing your tears, the falling on the ground. Why you are shedding your tears? Somebody can read translation.
Next, Mataji. Now, for the first time in a kingdom well protected by the arms of the kings of the Kuru dynasty, I see you grieving with tears in your eyes. Up till now, no one on earth has ever shed tears because of royal negligence. Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. So in the purport, Prabhupada is writing, the protection of the lives of both the human beings and the animals is the first and the foremost duty of a government. That is the protection of lives of both human beings and the animals. Is the foremost duty of a government. Which government? That government which is spiritually cultured. The government must not discriminate in such principles that I am going to protect the humans but not the animals. That's how not a government should be. It is simply horrible for a pure-hearted soul to see organized animal killing by the state in this age of Kali. Maharaj Parikshit was lamenting for the tears in the eyes of the bull, and he was astonished to see an unprecedented thing in his good kingdom. Men and animals were equally protected as far as life was concerned, and that is the way of God's kingdom. Samadarshina Panditaha. That a Pandit, a real saintly king, is one who sees God in every living entity. Men and animals were equally protected as far as life was concerned. Life is there in both. So both should be protected, and that is the way of God's kingdom. So that was the time when Parikshit Maharaj was ruling, that how he was such a wonderful king. He is a Mahabhagavat, right? So he was giving protection to everybody. Yes, Gauranga Gopal Prabhu.
One doubt, Mataji. The kings used to go to forest for this. I mean, they used to practice this skill of
Hunting.
fight,
Yes.
hunting. Yes. What is the reason? There, that time, the protection of animals. How can we justify it, Mataji?
Yeah, very good question. That how in those times when they will simply go and they will practice their hunting and they will practice on, but the point is, Prabhu, yes, that practice has to be done, and through hunting they perform this task, but they don't kill the animals like cow and bull. Some lower animals definitely are killed, and they'll bring their means the skin of that animal. But your point is valid, that how can we understand that on one side they are saying that everybody has to be protected, and on the other side they perform this heinous act of killing and just for their own thing, just to practice hunting. But again, the point is to be understood that how they have to protect the entire kingdom, and for that little bit amount of such action is being shown because they have to practice. They were king, they have to fight in the battles, And like we see Maharaj Dashrath also, what he has that skill of Shabda Bhedi Baan, where he can throw a arrow just on hearing the sound of some animal. So these skills were needed for them. But again, we have to see it is for the higher cause to give the protection. But none of the king in the past been mentioned that they been killing the cow or bull or they're hunting the cow and bull. So at least that was not happening. So this is how we can just simply understand.
Mataji, can I add a point,
Yeah,
Mataji?
yeah, please go ahead.
Somewhere I did read that this is done basically somewhere else also similar questions were asked, and it was said that mad wild animals which were creating problems in the forest, disturbing the eco balance, were only taken for this kind of purposes. Is what is there in somewhere referred, Mataji. I don't remember the reference. So only those animals were, then only the king went to the forest, and then it was sort of keeping up the eco balance there. And basically they were mad wild animals they killed.
Hmm.
Mataji, Brigaya means they used to kill deer also. So deer is always not bad.
Wild, yeah. That was my another point that they used to kill deer also. Yeah,
Hare
but
Krishna
yeah.
Mataji, what I heard was that
Hmm.
because deer are one of the very fastest animals. They
Hmm.
run very fast, sometimes even not a ferocious lion and tiger also get exhausted and they have to give up and then try to find another animal. So in the wars and all that, the kings have to chase moving targets. So
Hmm.
when the population of deer also sometimes becomes too much and they are eating up agricultural vegetation or and causing other imbalance. So that time bears and deers, like, they would practice in different types of categories of animals. So that time they would also chase after deer to practice be hitting a moving target that's moving in speed.
Yeah, that's
But
all
yeah,
true. But again, Gaurang Gopal Prabhu's question is very valid, that how can we understand that on one side, though just for practice they are doing it, but actually life is life, right?
yes, Mataji, it's
So,
sad.
so how can on one side they are claiming that they are protecting everybody in in their kingdom, and on the other side they are practicing on these innocent animals? Somebody else
Yes.
wants to share? Yes.
Dhanurana Mataji. I heard in a lecture by His Holiness Radha Govinda Swami that Lord
Hmm.
Rama also used to go to hunt
Hmm.
deers, but those deers who had, in their navel there is kasturi, and sometimes it becomes kind of infected and they suffer. So
Hmm.
such kind of deers were hunted and brought for sacrifices. Plus, because Lord Rama is killing them, they get liberated
Yeah, of
like
course.
that.
That is a
So that's
different
what I heard.
approach. Yeah.
They're different. Yeah, right. Thank you.
Very nice, Praladananda Prabhu. Being killed by a devotee is also a great fortune. Right? And especially if somebody is killed by the Lord Himself. And naturally, destination is altogether different. But thank you for adding. Gaurang Gopal Prabhu, I don't know whether you were satisfied or not. But this,
Mataji, it is satisfactory, no? Quite satisfactory. Okay.
yeah. Okay. So let's continue. Text 9. मा सौरभयात्र शुचो वेतु ते वृषलाद्भयं मा रोदिरम्ब भद्रं ते खराणां मयि शास्त्री. So ma refers to do not. In Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says ma shuchaha, do not fear. So he's saying ma shucho. Ma shucho means do not lament or do not fear, just like in Bhagavad Gita. Saurabhay Yatra, you who, O son of Saurabh, Surabhi. So he is addressing to Bull and he is saying, O son of Surabhi, ma shuchaho, do not fear, do not lament. Why? This Vretu te Vrishalad Bhayam, and do not be fearful of this Shudra, of this Vrishalad. Don't be fearful of this Shudra, and neither lament. Then he's turning towards cow and he's saying, Marodir Amba Bhadramte. Don't cry, O Amba, O mother cow. He's addressing cow as Amba, as mother. Marodir, do not cry. Bhadramte, let all auspiciousness be unto you. Khalana Maishastri, because I am there. He is proving himself. Now, this is not an egoistic thing. Okay? That he is saying, my Shastri, under my Shastra, under my rule, you are all protected. So don't be envious or don't be fearful of this envious personality who is killing you, who is beating you. Don't fear, don't lament, don't cry, because I am there for your protection. So, this is how Parikshit Maharaj is saying. But on what basis he is saying? He is saying because he was trained by Lord Shri Krishna himself, and he is a son, grandson of a great king like Arjun. Right? So he's saying that it's not a false ego that is puffing up in Parikshit Maharaj, but actually he's speaking on the strength of his grandfathers. That don't worry, I am there to protect you and I'll take care of you. Somebody can read translation.
O son of Surabhi,
Continue.
you need lament no longer now. There is no need to fear this low-class Sudra. And O mother cow, as long as I am living as the ruler and subduer of all envious men, there is no cause for you to cry. Everything will be good for you.
Thank you, Lalita Mataji. So now he's saying that everything, all auspiciousness, Bhadramte, all auspiciousness will come for you. So don't worry, don't cry. Prabhupada writes in the purport, protection of bulls and cows and all other animals can be possible only when there is a state ruled by an executive head like Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj addresses the cow as mother, Amba, for he is cultured twice born Kshatriya king. Surabhi, Saurabhe Yatra, he's saying. Saurabhe means, O son of Surabhi. So Surabhi is the name of the cows that exist in the spiritual planets, and all the cows are coming from that dynasty only, especially reared by Lord Shri Krishna. As men are made from the form and features of the Supreme Lord, so also the cows are made after the form and features of the Surabhi cows in the spiritual kingdom. So in the material world, the human society gives protection to all the human beings, but there is no law to protect the descendants of Surabhi, who can give all protection to men by supplying the miracle food, milk. But Parikshit Maharaj and the Pandavas were fully conscious of the importance of cow and bull because they were saintly kings. And they were prepared to punish the cow killer with the chastisement, including death. There was sometimes being agitation for the protection of the cow. But for want of pious executive heads and suitable laws, the cows and bulls are not given protection. The human society should recognize the importance of the cow and bull and thus gives all protection to these important animals, following in the footsteps of Maharaj Parikshit. For protecting the cows in Brahmanical culture, the Lord, who is very kind to the cow and Brahmanas, will be pleased. Our Lord is known as Go Brahmana Hitayacha, will be pleased with us and will bestow upon us the real peace. So he's saying, O son of Surabhi, do not lament, do not fear of this Shudra. And O mother, do not weep. I am here. I am here as the punisher of these sinners and will give you all auspiciousness, all good fortune will come to you. So this is how Parikshit Maharaj is consoling now bull and the cow. Yes, Rupal Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So here in this purport, Parikshit Maharaj already had initiated. It says
Yes.
So
He was
after that,
initiated.
he made a mistake of he did something, and that's why there was a curse, and that he's gonna die in 7 days.
Yes, yes. So it's not that after initiation, you know, It's not that we don't commit a mistake. Sometimes it do happen. And for Parikshit Maharaj, it was orchestrated by Krishna only. So it was not a mistake from his part, but everything was planned by Lord Shri Krishna because Srimad Bhagavatam has to appear. That's how we have to understand.
And his Guru Maharaj was Kripacharya, Parikshit Maharaj Guru.
Dhaumni Rishi was actually the
Dhaumya Rishi.
right. Somebody can add. I think so. It's Dhaumni Rishi only who was the spiritual master of the Pandavas. Later, yes, I think so. You're right. Later, because Yudhishthir Maharaj entrusted Parikshit Maharaj under the care of Kripacharya. But exactly, I don't know whether he took initiation from Dhaumya Rishi or from Kripacharya. But yes, guidance, yes, he was taking from Kripacharya.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Text 10 and 11. यस्य राष्ट्रे प्रजा सर्वास्त्रस्यन्ते साध्व्य साधुभिः तस्य मातस्य नश्यन्ति कीर्तिरायु भगो गति एष रग्नं परो धर्मा हि आर्तानाम् अर्तिनिग्रह एत एनं विदिष्यामि भूताद्रोहम् असत्तमम्. So now Parikshit Maharaj is saying, he's consoling the cow and a bull. And he's saying, Yasya Rashtre Praja Sarvas. In that Rashtra, in that state, Praja Sarvas, all the citizens should be protected. Trasyante Sadhvi, O cow, O chaste one, why do you think, means all the living entities, when they are being terrified by these miscreants, so-called miscreants, right? And if the king is not protecting, Yasya Rashtra, in Rashtra, in a place where the miscreants are taking over and the living entities are not being protected, Tasya, in that Rashtra, Matasya Nashyanti, the Matasya, he's saying, the illusion of the illusioned vanishes, means all the good qualities, it gets vanished. Like Kirtir, like good fortune. Ayur, longevity, means duration of life. Bhago, good fortune. Gati, and the rebirth. So everything gets lost. Everything gets lost when in that Rashtra, in that place where the Praja, the citizens are not protected. Esha Rajanam Parodharmo, because the Paradharma, the supreme occupation of any Raja, of any king is He Artanam Arti Nigraha, to punish those who are killing those artis, those distressed people, those distressed living entities. To kill them, somebody who is giving distress, creating distress condition for these helpless people, helpless living entities. Eta enam vadishyami bhutadruham asattam. Therefore, this man, this Shudra who is killing you, who is beating you, I will take care and I will give him proper punishment. Vadishyami, I may do his vad also. I will kill him because he is the most wretched. Asattamam, Prabhupada write, Asattamam, he is the most wretched and he is creating all kind of problems for all the living entities. So don't worry, I will take care. Somebody can read the translation.
O chaste one, the king's good name, duration of life, and good reward vanish when all kinds of living beings are terrified by miscreants in his kingdom. It is certainly the prime duty of the king to subdue first the sufferings of those who suffer. Therefore, I must kill this most wretched man because he is violent against other living beings.
Thank you, Saramani Madhuri. So what he's saying, he's addressing to the cow and he's saying, "O cow, the inattentive ruler in whose state all the citizens suffer from such wretched people, those kings will lose their fame, lose their duration of life, their lifespan, their fortune, and their progress. And it is also the duty of the king, to punish those who are causing suffering to others. So therefore, you don't worry, Ma Shuchaha, do not fear, do not worry, do not lament. I will kill that sinful killer who is creating problems for you. In the purport, Prabhupada is giving a long purport in this. And Prabhupada says, when there is some disturbance caused by the wild animals in a village or town, the police or others will take action to kill them. Similarly, it is the duty of a government to kill at once all the bad social elements such as thieves, dacoits, and murderers. Because the same punishment is also due to animal killers also. Why? Because the animals of the state are also praja. So Praja doesn't mean just the humans. Praja means one who has taken birth in that state, which includes both men and animals. So everybody has to be protected. Sorry. Any living being who takes birth in a state has the prime right to live under the protection of the king. The jungle animals are also subject of the king to the king, and they also have the right to live. So what to speak of domestic animals like cows and bulls? So everybody has to be protected. Any living being, if he terrifies other living being, is the most wretched subject, and the king should at once kill such a disturbing element. As the wild animal is killed when it creates disturbances, similarly, any man who unnecessarily kills or terrifies the jungle animals or other animals must be punished at once. So here somewhat Prabhupada is giving, like what Padmini Mataji was saying, that the wild animals are normally killed because they create disturbances. By the law of the Supreme Lord, all living beings, in whatever shape they may be, they are the sons of the Lord, and no one has the right to kill another animal, unless it is so ordered by the codes of natural law. The tiger can kill the lower animal for his subsistence, but a man cannot kill an animal for his subsistence. That is the law of God, who has created the law that a living being subsists by eating another living being. Thus, the vegetation are also living by eating other living beings. Therefore, the law is that one should live only by eating specific living beings as ordained by the Lord. And what is the law of God for humans? Patram pushpam phalam toyam. And that too, Krishna mentions in the 3rd chapter that if somebody is not offering these things to me, then they are also eating sin. The Isha directs that one should live by the direction of the Lord, Ishavasya principle, and not for one's sweet will. A man can subsist on varieties of grains, fruits, and milk, which has been ordained by the Lord. But there is no need of animal food, save and except in particular cases. So there is no need for being non-vegetarian. Okay? We can subsist on varieties of grains, fruits, and milk. But the law changes for a lion, for a tiger, for carnivorous animals. For them, the law changes, but they are again not under the law. Praladanam Prabhu is quoting a lot of verses. Yeah, thank you. Yes, Jivasya Jivanam. Jio Jivasya Jivanam. Yes, that's the thumb rule. 1 minute, Gaurang Prabhu. Let me finish the purport and then we can come to you. The illusion king or the executive head, even though sometimes advertised as a great philosopher and learned scholar, will allow slaughterhouses in the state without knowing that torturing poor animals clears the way to hell. The executive head must always be alert to the safety of the prajas, that is, both men and animal. And the harassing living being must at once be caught and put to death, as shown by Parikshit Maharaj. The people's government or government by the people should not allow killing of innocent animals by the sweet will of government. They must know the gods of God. Otherwise, Prabhupada is saying that they'll jeopardize their good name, future of duration of life, power, and strength. That is, Kirtir Ayur Bhago Gati. They'll jeopardize all this. And ultimately, his progressive march towards a better life and salvation after death. Such foolish men do not even believe in the existence of next life. While commenting on this particular verse, we have in our presence the statement of a great modern politician who recently died and left his will, which discloses his poor fund of knowledge of the codes of God mentioned by Maharaj Parikshit. The politician was so ignorant of the codes of law that he writes, I do not believe in such ceremonies and to submit to them, even as a matter of form, would be hypocrisy and to attempt to delude ourselves and others. I have no religious sentiment in this matter. I don't know in this regard whom Prabhupada is referring to. So if somebody knows, can enlighten me also.
Dhanvar Pranam Mataji.
Yes.
I heard Prabhupada Maharaj is referring to Jawaharlal Nehru. He says, according to some Jyotisis, he was born as a dog in Sweden. Like that. That's what I heard in his lecture, like that. So maybe he's referring to him like that. Because he didn't
Yeah,
believe in all this. Yeah.
that's what the Jai too had about Jawaharlal.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
Jawaharlal Nehru. Thank you. Contrasting these statements of a great politician in the modern age and those of Parikshit Maharaj, we find a vast difference. Maharaj Parikshit was pious according to the scriptural codes, whereas the modern politician goes by his own personal beliefs and sentiments. Any great man of this material world is, after all, a conditioned soul. He is bound by his hands and feet by the ropes of material nature. And still, the foolish conditioned soul thinks of himself to be free and to act by their own whimsical sentiments. So, nobody is independent. We are only dependent on these modes of material nature, sometimes in goodness, sometimes in passion, and sometimes in ignorance. The conclusion is that people in the time of Parikshit Maharaj were happy. The animals were also given proper protection because the executive head was not whimsical, was not acting for his own whimsical sentiments or ignorance of God's laws. He knew what the law is. Foolish, faithless creatures try to avoid the existence of the God and proclaim themselves secular at the cost of valuable human life. The human life is specially meant for knowing the signs of God. But foolish creatures, especially in this age of Kali, instead of knowing God scientifically, they make propaganda against religious belief as well as the existence of God. Even though they are always bound by the laws of God, by the symptoms of Janma Mrityu, Jara Vyadhi. They are bound by the symptoms of birth, death, old age, and disease. Very nice, Prabhupada. Prabhupada is literally giving us that how the administration should be. Yes, Gauranga Prabhu, you have that something to add.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Mm.
Somewhere we have read that, save and except in some cases, this eating of non-vegetarian food may be allowed. But what
Mm.
is, I mean, under what circumstances such?
Yeah, under what circumstances? So in the Vedas, it has been mentioned that especially on only on the Ashtami Tithi, offering it to goddess Kali, some lower animals, if some sacrifice is done, then they are allowed. But even after that, they have to say a mantra that today I am eating, tomorrow if you eat, I'll have no problem. Right? So they have to make this contract that today I'm eating you, tomorrow you can eat me. And secondly, those who will sacrifice these animals in the sacrificial arena, the Brahmanas were pure, so pure that immediately after that they will get the human birth of life. Means the animal, the soul who is in the animal body, when is sacrificed by a Brahmana, that Brahmana with his own purity and the reciting of the mantras has the power to give that soul immediately the higher birth. Sorry. So under only those circumstances, it is allowed. So first of all, the Brahmana should be pure. the animal should be sacrificed in a should means is should be used in some sacrificial process. And thirdly, the it's not left and right you go and kill the animal. It has to be sacrificed properly with some mantras. And when somebody honors it, means eats that flesh of that animal, he has to make that agreement that today I'm eating you, tomorrow you can eat me. Because this come in the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam also, when there is a description of Prachin Barishat. At that time, Narad Muni, because he was also doing lot of sacrifices and he was killing animals in those sacrifices. So at that time, Narad Muni came and he gave that story, allegorical. So there he told this to Prachin Barishat, that look up on the sky, you will see the animals that you have sacrificed. Because it was explained that he was performing so many sacrifices, that he told Prachin Bharishat, you look up at the sky and see that those animals that you have sacrificed, they are now waiting for you. So point is to bring him on to the level of devotion, because he was doing a lot of karma kanda activities, Maharaj Prachin Bharishat. And to explain this, Narad Muni explained this entire allegorical story of Puranjana. So the point is, there also Narad Muni pointed out that all those animals that you have sacrificed, they are now waiting for you. So this is how we have to understand. Right? So it's under some strict laws. Yes, one is allowed to eat, but there are consequences after that. Let me see the chat messages. Prabhuji is quoting lot of verses. Narad Vacha. O ruler of the citizens, my dear king, please see in the sky those animals which you have sacrificed without compassion and without mercy in the sacrificial arena. Thank you, Praladananda Prabhu. You are very quick in quoting these verses.
Haribol Mata, I have read Bhagavatam before. And whatever references I came that time, I just put down
No,
the
very
site.
nice.
And that's how that. Okay, thank you, Mother. It's
I don't
okay to put
remember
like that, right?
Yeah, of course, it's very helpful also.
Yeah.
Like I was just paraphrasing all the translation, and immediately you are putting a lot of verses. So thank you, Prabhu.
This volume, the small volume, I have read it about 6 times so far from 1988. So that's how it helps me in locating other slokas like that. Thank you, Mata.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, anybody has any questions? I want to give some time for some discussion, some question and answer if you have any. Otherwise, we'll move ahead. Okay. Yes, Rupal Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I know we discussed this earlier in a previous class. Did Parikshit Maharaj literally saw this happening about the bull and the cow, or it was his
No, of course, he was seeing all this.
he
It's
saw
not
all
his,
this?
it's not his some thought process. He was seeing. Because see, Suta Goswami also says, right? One day when he went out to see the protection of his citizens, he saw how Ashudra was killing these bull and cow. He was dressed like a king.
So what do we learn from today? Like when Krishna is gone, Arjuna is gone, no one is there to protect. Parikshit Maharaj says that I will be there to protect. Is that or
How
like what do we?
how we have to understand is that we have to be intelligent enough, first of all, to choose the right ruler, to be in the right administration. And if we are in that section of leadership, then we have to behave properly. The leaders are those who train others to be the leaders. Right? So, what we learn is that first of all, we should also see Krishna in all the living entities, should not kill them, should not create any problems for other living entities, should not be the instrument of creating problems for all other living entities. And at the same time, we should give for cow protection, for bull protection. We should worship them. These are the animals to be worshipped, not to be killed. And somehow, if we can become an instrument in saving these animals being slaughtered by others, that will be very good. We have to understand this and to be under the right administration. At least we should not unnecessary vote without understanding that who is the right person to be voted for to be under the administration. But otherwise, if we are under the wrong administration, which is happening in this age of Kali, at least on our own part, we have to be intelligent enough to behave properly. That's how we have to understand.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Tulsi Gopi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, in one of the previous verses, Parikshit Maharaj saw the conversation between cow and bull in his meditation. Now he's meeting the same cow and bull who is earth and dharma, or this is a different cow and bull?
No, it's the same, earth and dharma.
Acha, so now finally what he saw earlier, he's seeing them in his front of, he's meeting them and seeing in front of his
Yes,
eyes.
he's seeing them that how they have been killed by the miscreant.
Means how Kali is doing this to earth and dharma, like how is he allowed to do this to Bhumi Devi?
Because it's his age. This Kali is his own age. He is destined to be the ruler now. Parikshit Maharaj rule has to come to an end.
But these are not ordinary cows now, Mataji. Mother Earth and Dharma, they just took the form.
Of course
So
not.
he got a chance to hurt Bhumi Devi and Dharma like actual devatas, or what? Like, is it just a mystical vision, or?
No, I don't think so that it's a mystical vision. How can it be? Parikshit Maharaj literally saw that how the cow and bull are being mistreated by a Shudra. And we will see later that how a Shudra, when being chastised by Parikshit Maharaj, actually begs forgiveness from Parikshit Maharaj and asks him some places where he can stay.
So, did he know that the cow and bull that he's hurting is actually Bhumi Devi and Dharma, or he just thinks they are ordinary cows and he's trying to
For
hurt
him, he doesn't take them to be as a demigod. Therefore, he is asking, who are you? Why you are lamenting? For him, it was an ordinary cow and bull who were being mistreated, and therefore he takes up in his own hand that, oh, you should be under my protection and I'll take care.
Okay.
Radhananda Prabhu, you want to add something to this?
Mataji, I just want to share a real incident which happened here in Las Vegas. I'm talking about 1998, around when I moved here in 97. So there was a news item that some neighborhood people complained to the police that there is some terrible noise coming from the surrounding. So the police came and they found one man killing a cow, a live cow. And the cow was in such a great distress, he was doing big noise like that. And this was in the news item. That time when I heard that, I said, oh, this whole thing, like what Parikshit saw is happening even in this age at this time like that. So this was really terrible news kind of news that time that happened. So, Kali Yuga is such that things are happening like that. So I think it was a real incident.
Of course, it's a
Parikshit
real.
Maharaj saw it. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Thank you, Mata.
Thank you. Okay, Tulsi Gopi Mataji. Yeah, it was a real incident.
Yes, Mataji, I was just bewildered that how he was allowed to hurt Mother Earth and Dharma, like who took forms of cows. So I was just feeling really confused
Because
and
at
sad.
his age, and he has to That's what the point is that Prabhupada is saying, that how the cows and bulls, they are not protected in this age. And Kali is taking, Kali people, we people only, we are under the influence of Kali Yuga and we are mistreating all these animals. So Kali started.
Actually, Mataji, it's like kind of hypocrisy, because when common person kills, he will be arrested for violence or whatever. But when these big corporates will build slaughterhouse and they kill, then they get all license to do that business by the same
Of
government.
course, yeah.
And
That's what Prabhupada is saying, maladministration of the government. This is what it is. They are just show bottle of executive heads. That's what Prabhupada mentions in the purport. This is what hypocrisy is. Saying something and doing something.
And some time ago in India, the rule was that in some states, the rule was that, oh, you cannot catch and kill a healthy moving cow, but if the cow is disabled and completely disabled and diseased and very miserable, then you can take that cow to slaughterhouse. So sometimes they would beat the legs and make it so disabled, so then they can, the officer can sign off on that cow to be taken. Like some, I forgot which state, but I read that that's so sad that
So sad.
purposely they would make it disabled so that then they can get sign off from the officer that okay, this cow can be killed. So horrible.
Yes. Yes, Sadamini Sundari Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, but Tulsi Gopi Mataji brought the point. I wanted to share something and please correct me if I'm wrong. I was thinking that why Mother Earth and Dharma was being allowed to be by Kali. So I was thinking, even when Lord Ramachandra comes, he also weeps so piteously when Ravan takes away Mother Sita. And we heard in many Harikatha that all these things are happening just to attract our hard heart, which is not melting. So even God comes and just to attract our heart, to melt our heart, He is performing these heart-wrenching pastimes. And even this pastime also, when we hear about these things, that how Bhumi Devi, how she is being tortured, how cows are being tortured, all these things melt our heart. We think of so many things, our mind goes into so many directions. But when all these things we hear and then we start thinking about this, so all these things are, in a part, they are attracting our hearts. Is it correct, Mataji?
Of course, 100%. 100% you are right. Just to attract us and so that we know that where we are standing. Yes, Sadamini Mataji. You are right in that case. And even if you see, like in the Dwapar Yuga, when Duryodhan was doing all this, Shakuni was planning and they were doing all kind of nonsense with the Pandavas. Krishna allowed, right? There also we see they were successful in their dice game in throwing and giving exile to the Pandavas. Krishna allowed this, but for the higher cause, because this battle of Kurukshetra has to happen, Mahabharata has to happen, and the Pandavas have to be ruled. So sometimes Krishna allows these kind of things. Yes, go ahead, Mataji. You were saying, Salamani Mataji, you were saying something?
Another thing I wanted to share, I have been hearing this since some time, that this cow protection and all these things. So how we can contribute. So this thing I felt very nice when you told today that our Lakshmi is going for cow protection. And another thing also I heard that if we switch to Panchagavya products, like whatever toothpaste, soap we are using. So all these things are available. They're trying to make in goshalas using cow dung and cow skin, because once a cow stops giving milk, the people consider them useless, and they consider them useless from the very beginning only, because they are not giving milk. So, but cow dung and cow urine, they are giving whole life. So using those things, their goshalas are making so many products. And if we try to switch If you try buying them, then we can contribute there also.
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you for adding that. Yes.
Also,
How-
Mata,
yes.
I was at Dillon, Florida, where I did my Bhakti Sasation 2 years back. There they have a very nice cow protection program, And those who wish to donate there, you can go to vedabase.com, and
Veda
they
Foundation.
keep some Veda Foundation, yeah. Bhakti Charas Goswami Maharaj, like that. So
Mhm.
this is a very beautiful place, and those who are in US should visit one because they give a very nice facility and a beautiful temple also there. I just wanted to share that, Madam. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you, Praladananda Prabhu. So our money is also this Lakshmi of Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav. Every penny is going to Veda Foundation for cow protection. Yes, Shama Gopal Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, beautiful class. There's one more question I have in this cow protection, but the bull was actually used in bullock cart and farming, right?
For
But now
agriculture
at
purpose. Yes.
this modern age, it is of no use because there are no bullock cart and farming. So I think because of that, the bull goes to slaughterhouse mostly, right? I think there's a 1 to 10 ratio is required for bulls to be there. So once you have more bulls, I think they are going into slaughterhouse. So I think we need to think about that too, how to use the bull for farming or other things and go more natural.
That's what Prabhupada says, for the self-sufficient society one has to build. That we have to shift to that agriculture thing so that the bulls can also be used. But otherwise, as Mataji has said, Salamini Mataji, that the urine and the dung can be used. We can use to that. But provided the people move to this Panchagavya project, these products, they start using these products.
Right, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll stop here. It's already time. We'll continue with text number 12 on Thursday. Thank you so much. Any other further questions or realizations? Okay. So thank you all so much. We'll stop here. Let's pay our obeisances to all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindu vayevacha patitanam bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, all the assembled Vaishnavas ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.